guys, welcome back to our channel, and look who's here.
And I got a haircut.
Really? I feel like that's why he hasn't been on, because he was looking really scruffy.
Yeah.
And he's happy about his haircut. So we're excited to be back today. It is Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday.
I always become like a football fanatic on Super Bowl. I could care less about it throughout any of the months, but today I not only like it, like, so it starts at what?
7:30, I think. It's late.
And then like you'll tell who the winner is. They'll tell who the winner is what? 10, 11?
It's like midnight usually, but yeah.
So I start getting like really pumped like at 11:30. I remember like the one year when the Giants won, I was super excited because I love the Giants. Well, they're like New York, so I think I like them. But
Yeah.
I don't even know who's like playing it. I think Tom Brady and them.
Yeah, the Patriots.
And who was the Raiders?
Nope,
Who?
not the Raiders. The Raiders play in the AFC, so that wouldn't have worked.
Who's who?
It's a bird.
Falcons.
The Falcons.
Falcons. Who are the Falcons?
Atlanta.
Oh, that's good. I like ATL, right? That's good. And time, what are they? Where is
The New England Patriots.
Were they?
Boston.
But okay, so I think I'm gonna go with the Falcons because I like ATL.
I want the Falcons to win, but I think the Patriots are going to win.
Yeah. They won all the time. Didn't they win last year?
2 years ago.
Who won last year?
The Broncos.
Okay, so I'm excited. I'm excited to eat good food. Let me know what you guys are cooking or getting or preparing for Super Bowl Sunday, and tell me who you guys are rooting for. It's so funny because the kids in school, like their teachers gave them like a list. I think it was like a schoolwork project about like they had all the Super Bowl winners, like the whole, years and stuff, and they had to like, they made it into kind of like a graph, and then they had to say, okay, who won this time. It was just really cool how they incorporated Super Bowl to schoolwork.
Yeah.
So the girls are excited too they like
Well, they were watching Nickelodeon, and they
polls.
had them. They always do these polls, and
Yeah.
the Atlanta Falcons were dressed up as Lincoln from Loud House, and the Patriots were dressed up as Leonardo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So the girls were rooting for the Falcons because they love Loud House.
And I love Loud House too, so I'm rooting for the Falcons and Loud House. And I think that's cool that they do like different polls and stuff. They started doing that for the election, and I think it's just cool that they understand like how polls and voting, all that stuff works.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna try to stay up late. I'll probably be like sleep and say who won, Matt.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the whole game.
It's weird that like Monday should be off. Like there should be no school. You should go to work late.
They're talking about it on the radio how they wanted to be Super Bowl Saturday, so you can wake up on Sunday, and not have to really do anything. I
think that's such a failure. Or it should start at like 4.
Yeah.
Where is it at?
Houston.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so enough about. We actually didn't come here to talk about Super Bowl, but yay, we're excited for Super Bowl Sunday.
I
am. So we are coming with you guys, as you can tell, interracial marriage tag. Now it's different from the interracial relationship tag that we did. This is more, I guess, in depth, and it's kind of, like it's. We're gonna have to probably explain a lot of stuff, and I skimmed through a little bit of the questions, but I didn't feel like reading them all, so bear with us.
You ready for the first one?
Yeah, first one. And they don't have the numbers in them, so I think it's like 1920.
Yeah. What is your race?
You guys know I'm black. I was gonna make a joke, but I decided not to. And yours?
I am Caucasian American.
Yeah. Second one?
When did you know you were When did you know you were attracted to other races?
I don't think it was something that I noticed. I'm excited to hear your answer, but I don't think it was something that I noticed. I liked people who liked me and who treated me good, and so like I don't know if this is gonna answer other questions, but my first crush was in 3rd grade, which is my daughter's school grade, and he was black. So and then my first little tiny crush boyfriend was Puerto Rican in 5th grade. So I don't know. I just like people who like me and who look good. You know? Does that answer the question?
Yeah, that answers the question.
Okay, you're...
I don't think I ever like saying.
Do you like black? Are you attracted to more black girls?
See, I don't know though. I'm attracted to attractive people. Like people will make that distinction. Like, oh, I'm not attracted to black women, or I'm not attracted to Asians, or I'm not attracted to whatever. And I think that's a little bit of racism coming out because I don't think it's the looks that you're not attracted to. I think it's the stereotypes inside your own head that you're not attracted to. But I don't know. I find black, Hispanic, Asian, white, it really doesn't matter. As long as you're attractive, I think you're attractive.
Yeah. See, mine is attractive and good to me. Like, you know, good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he likes black girls.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly do like
features.
Yeah, I like features. I like big lips. I like you, but
oh, thanks.
So
we both like everyone. You know, I don't know. I hope I answered the question. Third one.
Do you only date outside of your race?
Yeah, that should have been. No. I mean, we're married almost 10 years, but I wouldn't only... what was the question? Do you only date... How am I going to say that? I do not only date... I do not only date outside of my race. I would not only date. If I was single, I would not only date...
White people.
White people, black people. I don't date... I wouldn't date a specific person.
Yeah, neither would I. Again, Yeah. Saying that I'm colorblind is kind of cliche, but I guess
I think you do see color. I don't like people say that, like, oh, I don't see color. You do see color, you know, but I don't know. It's what you do with that color that matters.
Have you ever had family members or coworkers comment disrespectfully about your relationship?
You skipped one.
I did. How does your family feel about your partner's race?
I think my family loves him. I think when we used to go to like, I have a lot of older cousins, like male cousins and stuff, and I think they were very accepting, but they will always like, you know, make jokes, and it was all like, I think, clean jokes, but I think they were accepting of you.
Yeah, I see that. I don't think anybody in my family was ever, how does your family feel? I don't think anybody was ever negative about...
They wasn't negative?
I don't think so.
It's always interesting to like... I would want to like be inside their head and like when we first started dating and see what they said, but they were very accepting of me. I was nervous to see them, and especially his grandparents, and I met his grandparents first at prom, right? Are we getting ready to go to prom? That's when I met
Grandma Swartz, right?
And Colin came.
She did?
Yeah, to the prom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Our first prom. So I was kind of nervous to like meet them, but
she has a much better memory than I do.
But they were friendly and very nice, and I was kind of actually like surprised, but I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, one of the things that my parents always did was they specifically wanted to keep me in the city schools and stuff like that, so that I wouldn't, you know, ever develop any, you know, racial stereotypes. They wanted me in a diverse, place.
Yeah.
Here we go. Have you ever had family members or coworkers comment disrespectfully about your relationship?
I know, because I am extremely fiercely overprotective of my husband, and I will lash out really bad if anybody said anything negative, but nobody has though, so if anybody tried, I would not accept. If you know me personally, I wouldn't care about like people online, but if you know me personally and I find out you say something or you did say something, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. As for me, never to my face.
Behind your back? I'm just kidding.
Again, I wouldn't know that. Never to anybody that I knew, but I was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
So.
What does that mean? He was in the Marine Corps with like a lot of, especially in Georgia. I feel like when you first.
I think in all of them. I think in all of them you run into people who are a little backwards.
Yeah, because they come from all over. So you have people from like, I'm not gonna single any states out, but I just distinctly remember Georgia. Like we were first married, and I think it had to do with me being black, and it also had to do with, us being married for like what, a year, or less than a year, and then people were like, oh, you're gonna get married so soon, and obviously guys who are single aren't gonna like that their friend got married, so I feel like it was some of that too, but I never heard any like things specifically towards my race and stuff.
No. How was it meeting your families?
I already touched on that a little bit. I was nervous, but it was pleasantly really good. I think I met your mom first, and then I met both of them, and I was kind of intimidated because like it's a mom and a dad. Even though I grew up with my mom and both my grandparents, it was still like, if it would just have been like just his mom, like a single mama, would have been more cool. But they were both like really accepting, and his family was accepting. So
yeah. I don't remember who I met first. It was probably your sister.
Kari, probably.
Yeah.
See, I had a lot of girls in my family, like my sisters, my mom, and my grandparents. And I think they were accepting of you.
I think so. I think they were asked a lot of questions.
Yeah.
But I don't remember any of the questions.
Nosy too.
And then the only thing I remember was I came over to your house one day and I met it was either your grandpa or your grandfather or your grandmother.
What?
And he told me to like go get him a glass of water or something like that. But I didn't. Yeah, but he was speaking softly and I didn't hear what he said. You guys understood him, and I was just kind of sitting there awkwardly.
Oh,
that's the only thing that
I don't remember that. But it's funny because my grandpa was born in 1912, okay? So he died 10, 11 years ago. But he was born in 1912, so he was like 80-something when we met, right? And I get so interested, I know this is off subject, but I get so interested about how the older generation feel about like what's happening in this world, because they have to know things and think things and have like opinions about stuff. And my grandfather never shared anything about like race or anything. Like to his grandkids, he never shared anything, and I always wanted to know, like, you were born in 1912. Like, I'm sure some stuff happened, but he never shared anything. And he was very quiet around Matt, but he was also quiet around my sister's boyfriends, because obviously, like, his granddaughters are bringing home their boyfriends. At the time, both my sisters had boyfriends or are bringing around and stuff. So I think he was just like quiet around all the boyfriends, but he wasn't too proud to ask for something like water, I guess.
I think it was water.
And my grandmother would definitely be like, "Can you go to the store for me?"
Is it easier to date your own race? I think this came up in the interracial tag, the original one that we did.
Yeah.
It's not about race, really. It's about trying to get your personalities to mesh. And I don't think it has anything to do with white, black, or anything like that. It just has to do with your individual personalities, and more your upbringing.
Yeah, I think that I don't know if it would be easier to date your own race, but I do feel like personalities have to mesh well. But when you talk about like culture and upbringing, I think because you and I had this conversation before, when you talk about culture and upbringing, like ketchup goes in the refrigerator.
It does. Also, syrup goes
No,
in
but
the
there was
refrigerator.
something that we didn't agree on. It was
Syrup?
It does not go in the refrigerator.
Syrup goes in the refrigerator.
It doesn't go in the refrigerator.
It does.
What else were you talking about?
Ketchup was one of them, I think. Ketchup goes in the refrigerator.
I think I said no, it doesn't. I don't know.
Sauce And
we talk about a lot, like what goes to the French, and I think that's just like an upbringing. Like, you know, I grew up with my grandma and my grandpa, and my mom, and they're black, and so we do things differently.
Yeah.
And upbringing as far as like, you know, how to raise your kids and how to discipline your kids, things like that. But I still don't think it would be easier to date your own race, but it would be, I don't know the word I'm looking for. I don't know, but I think when you're not dating your own race, you just have to, you know, come to understanding. And I don't know, I'm all over the place.
You are, but that's okay.
Guys, I don't know.
Wait, I think you're getting your point across.
Yeah. Okay, next question. You guys let me know. What do you think? I don't know. I don't want it to be too controversial, but I don't know, because I can understand, maybe I should say I can understand dating your own race. But when it comes to the matter of love, you don't have a choice in that, right? So, I don't know.
Do you worry about your kids being bullied?
No, I don't know, do you?
Kinda, but not because of their race.
Yeah, I think, well, we were going to buy a house in the district that we were going to buy a house in. The school district was horrible. Like, it was like a 1 out of 10. It was extremely horrible. And so at that point, I was like, I'm just definitely going to homeschool. And I worried that not because of their race, but I worried about because of their upbringing, in that, you know, my kids are like sensitive, shy, reserved, loving, outgoing, young people. And so I feel like they were going to get like kind of bullied with that. But I don't think it has to do with race. I mean, honestly, Natalie, her hair is long, and this boy, he was a black boy, and I thought it was funny. At recess, he said, "Is that your hair?" And I just thought it was funny that a boy was asking about her hair. And she was like, "Yeah." And so he told his friends, like, "Guys, that's her real hair." And so they talk about my daughter's hair at school, and they love playing in it, which, don't touch my daughter's hair. But they play with it, ask questions about it, and things like that. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're more curious than me worrying that they're going to get bullied because they're mixed or whatever. Courtney had a friend who said that she was black, I think, and Courtney said, "No, I'm black and white, I'm mixed," and she said she's brown. So I don't know. I don't think they'll get bullied.
Yeah.
I'm worried about that.
Do people stare at you when you go out?
I think in the beginning they did. Maybe in the beginning I noticed they were staring. But when you have a bunch of kids, they just look to see how cute the kids are, right? So I don't feel like when Matt and I go on like our our rare date nights, or if just him and I going out, I think sometimes people will look like, I don't know, just because they're curious, but they don't know, honey, we've been married for almost 10 years, got 4 babies at home, so we're not new to this, okay?
Yeah, I think that's a really pessimistic question. Like, I think the world is a lot more accepting of that than some people think it is.
You think?
I think so.
Some people aren't, though. I just think they are curious, and there are people who will look and stare, and you don't know what's going on in their head. They're obviously not going to say anything out loud, but I do feel like people notice, and you just don't know what's going on in their head.
I guess.
You're very, like, I don't know what the word is.
Optimistic?
I guess. What is that word? You're
Naive?
A little tiny bit naive, and I'm more like realistic, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
What is the best thing about dating interracially?
What's the best thing? I just think it's dating. It's marriage. When you put a label on it like that, it's like, I feel like they're trying to say we're better. What's the best thing about dating interracially?
What's the best thing about dating?
Right, because when you say, I'm not going to even bring that topic up, but if somebody acts like a couple who are black, like if Matt was black, you would say, what's the best thing about being in a marriage with a black man and you're black? Like, we're married, you know, why does that even matter? So when you say, what's the best thing about being in an interracial relationship? Nothing. It's the same as being in a marriage or dating, you know?
How do racial stereotypes affect your relationship?
I don't think that affects our relationship, do you?
No.
What are racial stereotypes?
I'm sure that there's some.
Do you know any?
No.
I don't either. I mean, racial stereotypes in an interracial relationship.
Yeah. I don't know. What's a stereotype about black people?
I honestly can't. I can't think of any. I think they're talking about interracial relationship though, stereotypes, but I can't think of any.
Oh.
Like, just Matt called me the N-word. I don't know. Is that a stereotype? I have no idea. I'm in a bubble. Like, I don't, I don't know. We're stuck at these questions.
What do you think of natural hair? And I think that's supposed to be for me.
What do you think?
Hair is probably one of the last things that I pay attention to. I think we've talked about this before. I look at eyes, I look at face, I look at mouth, I look at body. Hair isn't, like, unless it's absolutely ridiculous, it's one of the last things that I look at.
Tell me about how I wanted my hair years ago.
Didn't you want the one side shaved?
I was, like, young, I guess. 2 kids in.
Yeah.
2 kids in. I wanted, like, that shape.
Well, everybody was doing it.
And you were like, nah, I don't think so. No.
Yeah. Well, because having dealt with a shaved head for such a long time and knowing what it's like to go through that awkward phase where you're trying to grow your hair back out, I just knew it was probably not a great decision. And he's seen me in a
lot of different hairstyles, like wigs, weaves, braids, my natural hair being out. I think you like my natural hair.
I do.
Being out.
I like the fact that it's real. I do like that part of it.
And he's had his hands in my hair, so I don't know. We've been married for a long time, so we've seen a lot.
I don't think I was. Well, I mean, even when we were dating, I don't think it was ever like weird to me. Like I didn't ever like touch it and was like or anything like that. Again, I think that's just kind of a weird.
You
question.
didn't like some of my hairstyles growing up, though.
There was a couple, yeah. There's a bubble thing. I didn't really.
It was like a little hump, and then like a big genie ponytail. It was really cute.
Well, I like the genie ponytail, and I liked the slick back look. I didn't like that little. You guys put like a little hair curler or something under there.
It's just like a hump. Okay, next question.
Do you sometimes regret marrying a different race?
No. Do you?
No.
I wish you might.
Again, it's not about the race, it's about the marriage.
But sometimes I think that could be, because we can't speak for everybody, okay, we're speaking for us, but there probably are people out there who do regret marrying a different race.
Yeah, but I don't think that's because of the marriage itself. I think that's because of outside forces. I think that's because of pressure from family.
Yeah, probably.
Pressure from work, whoever it happens to be. I don't think that's an internal to the marriage thing. Yeah. Again, speaking kind of ignorantly because I don't know
I think
everybody.
That's right. I do think that's right though.
What are the ups and downs? The normal ups and downs
in a marriage.
to a marriage.
Yeah. I don't know. These questions are kind of weird because, like I said, we feel like we are in a marriage. Yes, I'm black, he's white. Sometimes we deal with stuff that, well, maybe we don't deal with stuff. He's like, I'm talking about like prejudice and racism, all that stuff.
I think we've been fortunate to not have to deal with those things, or not directly.
Because I don't want to meet Thelma and Louise. Anyways, what's the next one? Don't laugh or you'll meet them, okay?
Yeah, I look forward to it. Are racial slurs ever uttered during arguments? I don't know, are they?
Well, seeing as though he is still here breathing, I'm gonna say no. And I have not. Next one.
Yeah. How do you deal with...
And it only...
Go ahead.
I think it only matters to me, right? Yeah, it would only It would only matter. I mean,
No.
Matt and I are very open. We talk about race sometimes, and we talk about black, white, all this stuff. He's never, I don't even think, thought about calling me the N word because, like, again, he's still breathing, like, right?
Mm-hmm. And I don't think I would use that word. I don't like that word.
I couldn't imagine him ever using that word to me or anybody, honestly. So, I don't know.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you deal with the hatred of the world that frowns upon interracial marriage? Again, that's a really negative question. I don't think we've ever dealt with any of that.
But it says
The hatred of the world.
that frowns upon, not our interracial marriage, but interracial marriage in general. Because people, you have to understand, Matt lives in kind of like a bubble, right? And sometimes I want him to realize, like, this world is not all sunshine and rainbows. And I feel like he feels like it is. Like, if you go out to different states, places like that, you will see that racism is still alive and well.
Right, but I'm saying that none of that affects me.
Right. They're getting okay. Matt also is in a bubble. He also literally doesn't care about anything besides him. But I don't think that's nice though, because I am a care. Like, I care about what's happening to a lot of people, me, and Matt is just like, if it doesn't affect me, my family, I don't care. And I'm the opposite. Like, I care because it's not nice and it's not right. And if somebody doesn't speak up and defend, then who will? You know? And, it's not right.
And I don't disagree with you 100%. It's just like when...
Just 99.
I guess. No, it's just when those people are just like the people you see in the pictures in the 1960s. The people protesting black people coming into restaurants. Those people are on the wrong side of history, and eventually history will get it right. And those people will eventually die out. Their kids know what the internet is. Their kids know what, culture is. This isn't the 1960s anymore, where you're growing up in one town and the only thing that you know is your own racist family. So it's just
that you literally can't say that because there are places that are like that. You just have not expanded your whatever to know that I promise there are places like that who are still racist. There's still KKK members out going to like North Carolina and trying to terrorize people. And that's where we differ with like race and stuff, because I'm not aware of everything, but I'm aware, and I feel like it affects me because I am African American and I don't like it. Now, I'm not a super duper advocate for it, like going out helping people with protests and stuff, but it hurts my feelings. It hurts me because I am, like I said, black, and I do not like it. Okay, my sister just called to interrupt everything, but we're gonna move on anyways from that. And then the next question, the last question, kind of sums up everything anyways.
Is it difficult to speak to each other regarding racial crimes and hate without offending each other?
I don't think it's difficult, but when we do discuss things like that, our feelings sometimes get hurt because we're both passionate about. I'm more passionate about what is happening. Sometimes I know that I can not let it get out of hand, but I get too deep and too passionate about stuff because that's how I am.
You get emotional.
Yeah, emotional, and that's not always good to keep emotions in it. And Matt is not emotional. He's about like facts and what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. It shouldn't be like this. Stop it. But he's not emotional. I kind of sometimes want him to be emotional about it, and I'm emotional about it. So
yeah, and I think those two different things clash, and sometimes I'll bring up a controversial fact, and it'll come across as an insult, and she'll take that as an emotional thing,
and then
a little bit, yeah. It's emotional.
I get emotional.
She gets emotional.
I'm passionate, like I said, and I don't know. But, did you just shake your head?
No.
I'm like, just shake your head. Okay. Anyways, that was the last question. This was a very, in-depth question. Nair?
Yeah. It's very in depth.
And I think it was good though. I mean, with everything going on today, we just want to love and want to spread love. And if anybody feels like I've had people message me on Instagram and like write paragraphs saying that, you know, they look up to us and me, and that they come from a background where they can't be with their boyfriend because people are talking about them and making her feel bad because she wants to be with her white boyfriend and things like that. So when people look at us, I want them to see courage and being not afraid to be in love with who you are in love with, and to not care what anybody's saying about you, and to just stand up for yourself, what you believe in and what you love. And I just hope that we kind of convey that, you know?
Mm-hmm. I love her.
Oh, you do? I love you. So we are going to get ready because I'm already hungry, guys. I'm just kidding. It's like 10. I just had a big breakfast. But I'm ready to stop talking about this emotional topic and get ready for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You excited?
Absolutely.
Let's go, Falcons. Let's go. I'm excited.
The team I want to be there isn't there.
Who's he like?
The Bills. They're never there.
The Bills are never there.
Listen, they're the only team that actually plays in New York.
That's sad.
The Jets and the Giants call themselves New York, but they play in New Jersey. Makes no sense.
I do like the Giants, though. But let's go, Falcons. Let's go.